TIL. The average American now consumes roughly the same amount of sugar in a day that the average Paleolithic human consumed in a year, 20 teaspoons. If you went back in time and offered a Paleolithic human a big bag of chocolates and sugary snacks, I'm sure they would happily eat the whole lot. The paleo diet was the result of an extremely hard life, having to forage and hunt to stay alive. Not a bunch of CrossFit brothers cutting out sugars to get a sweet six-pack for their summer holiday. Yes. But what was the average life expectancy of an average Paleolithic human? Approximately 22-33 years of age. I believe I have just proven the life-giving and health benefits of ingesting large amounts of processed sugar. In moderation, I cut sugar out of my diet and I've never felt better. I think if I had 20 teaspoons of sugar in one day I'd feel sick. Especially after a few days of it. I highly recommend quitting SSB sugar-sweetened beverages by falling in love with plain water. They also had a life expectancy of around 35 years. Even the poorest, most war-torn countries on Earth right now have life expectancy in the 50s, with the majority of countries having life expectancy above 70, double that of Paleolithic humans. I like how the title is the average American when it's probably almost most first world countries. Edit single apple has 6 teaspoons of sugar in it. I guarantee most first world countries cross that. This is such a fucking bait. TIL. Found out back in the spring that my A1C number was high. I cut way back the amount of sugar I was consuming but didn't cut it out altogether. I lost 11 pounds in around 6 weeks. They put sugar in damn near everything these days, so I eat roughly 7,300 teaspoons of sugar a year, compared to those Cro-Magnon losers at a measly 20 teaspoons. This just means my mesolimbic dopamine system thinks I'm hundreds of times more successful than my ancestors. Doesn't mean much actually. After all, sugar cane grows in specific climates and not everywhere. It's not like we don't consume too much, but since Paleolithic humans didn't have access to sugar cane, well, who is surprised? Average lifespan for a Paleolithic human, 20 years. Average American lifespan, 79 years. Stop letting Big Paleo tell you processed food is bad. Brought to you by Corn Processors of America. We also have significantly more teeth and a much longer lifespan, so while sugar itself isn't that healthy, we probably shouldn't look at Paleolithic humans for health advice. It would help if sugar and corn syrup were not added to literally everything. The only way to remove sugar is to make every fucking meal every day from scratch. Which one? Paleolithic people. People live in many parts of the world and had a wide range of diets based on their local animal and plant life. I would wager their protein intake was way higher than ours, if they were dropping animals and eating them big meaty bastards all the time. The average American has 20 teaspoons of sugar a day? Are we talking sugar as in lollies and coke, or also including sugar in bread and fruit? We started consuming lots of sugar. Check beach photos in early 1900s. People are slim and fit. Consuming less sugar can help in many ways. Not this American. As I got older, I lost my sweet tooth. One bite of an occasional dessert is plenty for me. Black coffee works for me. If I could just ditch soda, this wouldn't be the case for me. But damn, it's harder than quitting cigarettes, and they know that. The average American woman weighs more than her grandfather did in his prime. And the average American man is equally obese. Okay, but all carbs metabolize as sugar, right? So do they really have that little sugar, or just a lower glycemic index diet? Those nerds also got eaten by predators a lot and didn't live to 70-something years old. So maybe sugar helps longevity. I consume more cocaine in a day than the entire Paleolithic humans consumed in their entire history of civilization. I am one of those depressed humans that copes with sugar currently and will soon get better and lay off the sugar. Old news, but haven't heard it said quite like that. Eat, not too much, mostly plants is very good advice. I also eat more Taco Bell in one sitting than a Paleolithic hunter would eat in their entire lifetime. Holy shit, having easier access to food means we might eat more of it than people who had to forage. I'm skeptical of this since there's plenty of undomesticated fruits that have a decent sugar content. Eat keto, not even hardcore, just make a medium effort. I've never felt better inflammation-wise. They weren't expected to do a year's worth of labor every week just to barely afford it. How quickly can our bones evolve to support our expanding girth? Asking for a friend. This just goes to prove my theory that Paleolithic humans did not have Dairy Queens. The average Paleolithic human also died at 33 years old, often due to starvation. I heard it was hard going into the supermarket back in the Paleolithic times. I did the math and that's about 0.2 grams of sugar per day. Almost nothing. Sugar is an addiction and all the cope in the comments is proof of that. It must have been pretty rough for the stoners with sweet tooths. They meant added sugars. Cavemen never thought to add sugar. I hate how they put sugar into everything here in America. Putting the thick in Paleolithic or however you spell it. This is why there weren't very many Paleolithic dentists. That's 4 apples a year. Did they just not eat any fruit? And I bet they also used lots energy mentally. I bet most Paleolithic humans were always starving.